February 7th, 2020.
This is Nerd Bourbon episode 140. I'm Seth Sturgill.
And I'm Todd Sturgill. I'm going to be dead ass. I almost said 2019.
Really?
Oh, shit. I don't know why.
Man, you're all discombobulated today.
This whole mic shit fucked me up.
A little bit of microphone issues, huh?
Well, yeah. I went to, file my taxes, but I did it in the front room, so I unplugged all my shit.
Hang on, we have to explain that to our non-American listeners. Here in America, we have to, every year, throughout the course of the year, we are fucked by our government.
Yes, we were
slowly
bent over.
We get a little bit of it back, though.
Some people don't.
Some people don't.
Some people have to pay.
I don't have to pay because I'm poor.
I don't have to pay either. I'm giving money back.
Yes, you get a little bit. I mean, it's not really. It's just the money that you already paid in, but you know.
I mean, it's a nice. I like using that money as a good buffer.
So you went to file your taxes.
Well, yeah. So I unplugged all my shit, and I I did it in the front room, and this is the first time I've actually had to. This is the first time I've talked to you since then, and as soon as I jump into Skype call, it's like, your mic sounds weird. It's like, what? Your
mic did sound weird.
And then it turned into a whole fucking thing where I went to go test it real quick in Audacity, and it was just fucking. If I showed you like the waveform, I wish I could show you the waveform from trying to use my mic that I've been using for like I don't even know how long now. It's a nice mic. It's a very nice mic, but I like the waveform was so fucking minuscule. I don't know, like
weird.
I honestly don't know what happened because it's not like I touched anything. Like I didn't touch any of my gain. Nothing was changed. I just unplugged it, plugged it back in. So here I am bringing out the good old Blue Yeti.
The Blue Yeti of old.
Yeah, the Blue Yeti of old. I mean, shit. I have probably figured out what was going on. Yeah, but I just kind of wanted to get to recording.
I mean, the Blue Yeti is a good mic. It's a
standard mic.
Use it, you know.
I mean, here's the thing. If you saw my setup, I don't know if you've seen the setup. It's dumb.
I mean, I don't know how much it's evolved, but
I mean, I have two mic arms. It's dumb.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
It's
that
stupid.
Is dumb.
It's very stupid. Well, the Blue Yeti has essentially turned into my like PS4 mic.
I see.
That's essentially what I use it for. Like I just kind of like switch over when I'm like I don't really get into a PSN party, but when I do, that's what yeah.
Well, we're here now, Todd. We're recording. We're here. Blue Yeti's in tow. Microphone issues.
Blue Yeti gang.
Yeah, gang. And I'm ready to talk about some video games.
I'm not. No.
There's much to discuss this week, Todd. Much to discuss.
Yeah, I did see there's a couple news items.
Couple news items. It's funny because it's one of those weeks where, as I'm getting my notes, I'm having to constantly add to them.
Yeah.
Things just keep happening.
I probably missed a couple things you'll probably bring up, but I'm probably in the know of most of them.
Some big stuff. But first, Todd, as per usual, I physically need to know what you've been playing.
Well, I've put down The Witcher.
I see.
I've beaten. I feel like I've done my playthrough. I was thinking to myself, I didn't know if I was gonna actually sit down and do a new game plus and whatnot. I decided against it. I am fine with the full playthrough that I've done. I've more than likely missed some things. And I've missed probably certain things because of the way that I played it. Especially I noticed that in the Blood and Wine DLC. There's a branching part of the story that I missed out on.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned that in a Snapchat. To where I was thinking about going back and like doing another playthrough of it. But I was like, I decided against it. So what can I say about The Witcher 3? It's a good fucking game. That's about it. It's like, I could sit there and probably talk about it for a couple, like, honestly, good long time.
It's funny because we've both been sort of just doing the same shit week after week because we're both playing pretty big, meaty games.
Yeah, that's essentially it. It's just like, what can I really say about it? It's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm done with it though now. You know, I've played through the main story, played through the DLCs, and I've gotten the endings that I wanted. So
now what's next?
Cue the music.
No, not Monster Hunter. You're going back?
I actually have played a little bit because I didn't even realize because I've been just not in that fucking world. There is actually the Appreciation Fest going on.
Well, they do that every year around this time, don't they?
Yeah, but obviously, you know, there's some new shit. New like little weapons and stuff. Like, it's funny is they came out with new weapons. It's called like the Royal Guard weapons or some shit. But I'm like, you expect me to use them? I have Safi. You stupid bitches. Like, I was looking at the stats and I'm like, trash. How dare you? But like, they're good weapons if like I think they technically if they're out on like PC or something, and I don't think Safi's hit on PC, I think they're good weapons then. Like, they're good weapons if you don't have Safi weapons. But I do have Safi weapons.
Is this going to be kind of are you going to be playing this to hold you over until Darksiders next week?
Basically. That and Call of Duty, essentially. Like, I'm going to be honest, even like today, like I jumped on there, like I got off of work, you know, I stopped and got food, and then I like jumped on that for a little bit, then I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go work out. Jump back in the house, jump back on, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to be playing this. I'm in that like existential part of my gaming right now, to where I need something else. I need something new.
Well, you'll have Darksiders Genesis.
Did we decide if we wanted to record it?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of where I'm at, man.
We'll see. See how we're feeling on the day. Yeah. We did decide that we're going to play it on PlayStation 4, but so I still need to pre-order my copy. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. I'm in the same boat. I mean, it's funny because I was just talking to my buddy Josh, who is a loyal listener of the show. So hi, Josh. I know he's going to listen to this. I was just telling him, I was like, I really only get to play games maybe like on my off days lately.
That's essentially what I do for the most part, honestly.
On the days I work, I just don't have time, it seems like. Because I essentially have to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning every day. So it's not like I can stay up late. By the time I get home and cook and eat dinner and stuff, it's just like, fuck being an adult, man. Being an adult sucks.
I get the plethora of snaps.
I was ripped off. I was sold a bill of goods. Being an adult sucks. But no, it's just been, Dragon Quest. Still chipping away at Dragon Quest. I did, it's funny. I've been trying to branch out to other things, and I discovered something that I didn't realize. And I told you about this off mic. I didn't realize that they have made some significant changes to Dead Cells on Switch in the months that I've been away. So they actually optimized that game to be 60 frames on Switch, and they have given it patch parity with the PC version. So all of the free content that they've added to the PC version is present in the Switch version of the game. And there's actually DLC coming out for it like next week. I'm like, that's cool. So I've been fucking with that a little bit. Dead Cells have been kind of fun to go back to. And I kind of forgot how, like, did you ever play that game?
Dead Cells?
Yeah.
Bought it on Switch, and it was I played a little bit of it when I was when I was in Kentucky last.
Played
a little bit of it. I enjoy that game.
You should go back. because
Yeah.
I think you would be surprised. I was shocked at like how much better I am at the game now that it's 60 frames. Like, I didn't think that was going to be the sort of thing that mattered to me.
I feel like that would be a big deal for that game.
It really is, because it's just so fluid now. Like, the game just feels so much better, and it's just so fast. And it was hilarious, because I picked it up, apropos of nothing. I'm rusty as hell, and I got, like, further than I've ever gotten before.
Oh, wow.
Like, just on my first run. So it's fun. I'm discovering like new things about the game, all this new shit that they've added. So really cool. That game's really good. I also didn't realize I've been playing Mario Kart, weirdly. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I've been playing that game a little bit more lately because I realized that I don't have everything unlocked, and that bothers me. There are gold kart parts that I don't have unlocked yet, and unlocking them is kind of a pain in the ass, but I'm still going to do it because I'm a freak. And there's no new Mario Kart game, annoyingly. So I'm just like, you know what? And nobody else is playing Mario Kart with me, so I gotta find my fun in Mario Kart some kind of way, Todd. Nobody will play with me.
Fuck you, bitch. I will never give in.
Everybody's too scared of the smoke.
Can I shout out my my Incineroar game?
Yeah, the last time
Lately?
we played Smash, yeah, you definitely upped that Incineroar game.
I was definitely giving you the dick a little bit.
that first game we played with your Incineroar, I was like, okay, you're changing up the strats.
I don't know. I was just kind of thinking to myself because again, I do love Incineroar, and also we've been like not really doing the randoms as much. We've been actually actually doing our somewhat mains.
Yeah, I've been trying to play with characters in Smash lately that I actually want to get better at, because...
Well, it's kind of my thing. I've been, like, actually hovering between the characters that I do. Like, I've been, like, fucking with Ness. I've been fucking with Incineroar. I've been doing a Byleth.
Yeah.
And, I'll be honest. My Ness, like, I feel like if I really sat down and fucked with Ness, ooh.
The thing, like, obviously Banjo is the main one for me. But then also, I'm trying to get better with Byleth. I'm trying to get better with my like Simon/Richter game.
Bro, dude, that was the one character I was utilizing your shit against you, like your fucking like cross throw.
Yeah, with Simon.
Yeah, like I was just dead ass. Like as soon as it passed me, I'm like. I just instantly did the counter to get the fucking that counter up my damage and
got
shit.
that thing where he gets that damage increase.
Dude, I was using that shit against you. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Well, and it's funny too because with a character like Incineroar, he's one of those characters where it's similar to Little Mac, where like you get on the right stage and Incineroar is scary.
Oh, dude,
and that was the right stage.
What map was it?
Was it the Terry stage?
Yes, that map is perfect. There's no bullshit. Like, there's no recovery issues on that map.
Well, so not only is there no recovery issues on that map, Incineroar has a lot of, like, heavy meteor smash attacks, and that's the way you KO people with that map.
Dude, and I was... I was definitely,
I was amazed.
Messing you up on that.
The fact that I didn't get 3-stocked on that map during that particular match was amazing to me. So yeah, it's just a bunch of. I mean, I think we're in this weird in between time. We got Darksiders next week, but I think we're just kind of hovering around the stuff that we already have. I don't feel like I'm lacking though. I'm not sitting here like I feel comfortable.
Yeah,
personally,
it's just living in some comfort food gaming.
I want to check out this game that Josh, when I was talking to him today, he recommended this game to me called Red Bow. And it's like a super short indie game. And it looks like it's like pixel art. And it kind of looks like it's like a pixel art NES style like horror game, like Japanese horror game.
What's it called? Red Bow?
It's called Red Bow. And he said it's like $5. He said it's like a couple hours long, which that appeals to me. And I watched the trailer and it looks interesting. And then it made me think I don't think we shouted out this game when we talked about PAX, but it reminded me of that game World of Horror that we saw at PAX.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that game was really cool. I didn't get a chance to actually play World of Horror at PAX, but That game's coming to Steam, and I'm looking forward to that. To Steam and Switch. So anyway, but that's pretty much what I've been doing in terms of that. You know what's funny? I was thinking about I was kind of like looking at like, man, like I'm ready to go see like a movie. You know what I mean? And I forgot that Birds of Prey is coming out this weekend.
I don't care.
Apparently it's pretty good. I've seen some trailers and none of them really stood out to me, but apparently it's pretty good. I've heard nothing but good things so far from people who have seen it.
I don't know.
So I kind of want to check it out. I don't know. I might go see it. We'll see. And then
I'll pass.
it was funny because I was talking to my friend Cam, who, again, shout outs. He's also a loyal listener of the show.
You shout out one more damn. No, I'm just
these are both people I was talking to literally today. And we were just talking about like DC in general and how I sort of just miss the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it made me realize that I sort of like miss hanging out in that universe a little bit. And I think that plus the good reviews, I think that's going to sell me a Birds of Prey ticket. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll report back if I wind up seeing it this weekend.
Did I tell you that you changed my life?
Oh, okay. In what way?
My work problems.
Oh, with your underwear?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Bruh,
I know.
I worked almost 9 hours. No problems.
The chafing is over.
It's over. It's done.
Here's the thing, and you know, and I've known this about you for a long time. I've known for a long time that you wear boxers. And at a certain point, you just got to put on your big boy pants. And I mean that literally. You have to graduate to boxer briefs. It's a stage that everybody has to make. Everybody has to kind of go over that hump. I wore boxers when I was a young man, and then I made that leap, and I said, you know what? It's time. It's time to be a man and wear a man's undergarment.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm glad you've joined, and yeah, there's not going to be any more chafing problems.
God, it was a problem.
Hugs your bits and pieces comfortably.
I couldn't sit down. No, just
No more thigh rubbing.
I'm a big boy. No.
It happens. I don't care how. If you're one of those like weird like stick thin people, like you know, who don't have to worry about that, that's cool. But like, I think that it doesn't. You don't have to be like a lard ass to have to worry about thigh touchage. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Todd, are you ready for some news?
I am.
I'm debating on where I want to begin because we've got actually some fairly large news. Morsels.
Let's start with some appetizers.
Some appetizers. Let's see if I can find something here that is kind of on the smaller side. Okay. Tell you what, this is the smallest bit of news I've got so far this week, but it's something that we could technically talk about. So, in its continued attempts to right its wrongs, Fallout 76 is finally making its way to Steam on April 7th. The long-awaited Wastelanders DLC, which adds NPCs to the game as well as dialogue options and new factions, will be launching on the same day. So, you got reasons to jump back into Fallout 76, Todd.
No, I don't.
Reasons to get back in the wasteland. I'm slightly curious. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm halfway. I don't know if it's going to convince me to re-download the game. But I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to see what the game is like with the Wastelanders in it. Because now you're going to have dialogue options. You're going to have actual people out populating the world. I'm like, part of me kind of wants to I just want to see. I don't know if I'm going to re-download it, but I'm like, maybe I'll watch a Twitch stream or something like that.
Don't give into it at all.
No. But it's also not one of those things where, like, I'm afraid that I would, like, get hooked on the game or something like that. I'm not
Oh, fuck no.
There's no danger of that.
The only thing that game has ever given me is food, drink.
Yeah, the danger of actual enjoyment is not there. That's not there. That's just not going to happen. So weirdly enough, we've had two major departures in the world of video games this week. Two big ones, two titans of the video game industry that are departing the sort of companies that they're best known for, in some cases founded. So let's start with this one. Dan Houser, who is one half of the brotherly duo that founded Rockstar Games. We always hear about them, the Houser brothers, Dan and Sam Houser. He's leaving Rockstar. And he was with that company. He was the vice president creative at the company for the past 20 years. He and his brother, who is going to remain at the company, they both served as lead writers for almost all the company's most critically acclaimed games. So that was crazy to read about.
Wow.
This dude wrote, I mean, he literally co-wrote many of the games, single-handedly was lead writer on a lot of them. And he's left the company. And there's a lot of thinking, you know, I don't know if you remember, Rockstar kind of came under fire last year for some of the workplace practices.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's all this talk of like workplace toxicity and stuff like that, and like long hours, and how like people weren't getting credited for their time in the game and stuff like that. By the way, did we talk about that? Did we talk about how there were the whole like, oh, like if you didn't stick around and finish the game, you didn't make it into the credits?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Like, that was one of the things at one of the Rockstar work practice things is like, if you had done work on the game and you were not with the company when the game was finished, then you were not credited in the game's credits. So, not like a money thing. Like, you still were getting paid and everything like that, but you just weren't in the credits. So, I thought that was a weird kind of thing. I don't necessarily disagree with it, though. When I stop and I actually think about it, I'm like, look, like if you had a piece of, you know, if you had a piece in like making the thing, fine. But if you're not going to actually stick with it to the very end, should you be in the credits? You know what I mean? Like that's sort of my thinking on it, because you've already been paid. You know, your contribution was rewarded monetarily. If you had some sort of pride to see the thing through, then you would have saw the thing through. I don't know. Just my 2 cents on it. There's, you know, it's funny. There's kind of all this implication of like, oh, was he leaving over that? What's the deal? I sort of think he's just retiring. I mean, the guy is in his late 40s. He's a multi-millionaire. By the way, GTA 5 is like the 3rd best-selling game of all time. I mean, this dude is a multi-millionaire. He can kick his feet up. You know what I mean? Josh, who I was talking to today, he was like, I could see him starting his own company. And I'm like, possible. It's possible.
Or just saying, fuck it, and retiring.
Well, it's funny because it made me think when he told me that, when he brought that idea up, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see that. But it made me think, like, imagine this. You co-founded Rockstar. Like, Rockstar is, without a doubt, I mean, that is one of the few companies, one of the few developers out there that have unlimited time for development and essentially unlimited money to dump into their games as they make them. Rockstar takes their sweet time. They don't care. They've got the money. Like, it's one of the few developers who have that luxury. So I'm sort of like, why would you ever leave that if you're wanting to stay in game development? And then I thought to myself, well, could it be an artistic decision? Could it be that he was bored artistically? You know, like, is it kind of boring in a way to have all of that power and all of that freedom? Like, in other words, would he start up say an independent studio because artistically he wants to be challenged again? He wants a limited budget. He wants a limited amount of time. You know? This is the weird way my brain works. I was thinking about Batman in relation to this. Stick with me here. In The Dark Knight Returns, the comic book, there's a scene in there where Batman is talking about his death. He's kind of musing on his death. And if I'm not mistaken, he's basically thinking like, if I die in this car wreck, this would be a good death, is what he says. And I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe that's what Dan Houser's kind of thinking to himself. Maybe Dan Houser's like, I could keep on making these Red Deads. I could keep on making these Grand Theft Autos. I could keep doing this. This would be a good death. You know what I mean? But not good enough. Like, maybe he's not okay with that. Maybe he's like, I want to make things that are more artistically challenging. I don't know. This is clearly completely just me talking out of my ass. I don't know Dan Houser personally or anything like that. I don't know. It could very well be that he's just like, fuck you, I take the money and I run. But, I don't know. What do you think? What do you make of this?
I'll be honest. I mean, I think you definitely are overthinking.
Well, yeah, clearly. I'm just spitballing here. But, I mean, like, think about this. I mean, this is the guy that brought you Arthur Morgan. You know. Arthur Morgan, who you love so damn much.
Fuck you, motherfucker. You bring it up. How dare you?
How dare you bring his name?
What was that? I mean, I could easily, dude, I could just see him just retiring. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna, like, he needs to just go out and be artistically challenged.
I guess we'll see. It's a big deal, like it or not. I mean, whatever conjecture we can pull out of this, it's a big deal. It's funny too. Jason, he's on Twitter. Jason Schreier was on Twitter talking about what he has heard about the workplace at Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's kind of shitty, but Dan Houser has been kind of on break at Rockstar since last year. And according to Jason, from his contacts at Rockstar, he's like, and it sounds like the workplace environment has improved.
It's like better for it type shit.
Yeah, so maybe it could also be one of those shady, like, hey, like one of those, like, hey, we'll buy you out kind of things. I don't know. I don't know, but it's a big deal regardless, and I will certainly miss. I mean, that's one thing about the Houser brothers. Like this, I mean, this is weird. They were a duo. Like, it would be like if the Wachowskis stopped working together. It's just like, it's weird. It's a weird vibe. Those guys get it. Like, those guys really get it. Especially when it comes to, like, satirical America. Like, when they're making fun of it with Grand Theft Auto, or if they're taking a more serious bent with Red Dead Redemption. Those dudes really, really get it. And I'm going to miss having their voice. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I overthink it because it's just like one writer's appreciation to another writer, but I'm gonna miss having that voice in video games. Anyway, moving right along, another departure. This is pretty major. This actually broke just hours ago at the time of this recording. Rod Ferguson.
Yeah, this is the one I know about.
Yeah, Rod Ferguson, longtime keeper of the flame over there for the Gears of War series. He announced that he is leaving the Coalition next month to join Blizzard and oversee the Diablo franchise. What do you make of that?
What does it mean for Gears?
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I wonder who's going to be taking his place over there. Because Rod Ferguson, definitely. I mean, with the exception of, like, Cliffy B, I guess, he is probably the most prolific face of Gears of War.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to be taking the helm. It'll be weird. And now, the interesting thing, though, too, is that he didn't say, hey, I'm going over to Blizzard to oversee Diablo 4. He said the Diablo franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That implies to me that there are multiple Diablo projects in the works.
Getting some more mobile games now.
Is this an off-season April Fool's joke? But it sounds to me like, I mean, like, because if he was saying, hey, I'm going to go be on the Diablo 4 team, why wouldn't he just say that? I don't know. Overseeing the Diablo franchise. I mean, I wonder what they saw from him to be like, hey, we want this guy to basically steer the Diablo ship. That's interesting to me.
That's kind of my thing. I'm like, it's weird.
I mean, when you stop and think about it, maybe it's not that weird. Because he was sort of like, if you think about it, when Gears 3 came and went, right? Gears 3, obviously, massive success, a great ending. Gears could have died right there, and it would have been fine. You know what I mean? Like, you and I like Gears 4 and 5 and everything. Gears could have easily ended at Gears 3, and it would have been totally fine. But, like, when Microsoft created the coalition, they said, hey, we want to bring Gears back. They picked that guy to steer the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, like it or not, he actually did a pretty fucking good job of that. I mean, you could probably argue that pound for pound, Gears 4 and 5 did a better job of bringing Gears back than Halo 4 and 5 did. You know what I mean?
We are the minority in that, and so I do agree.
No. I mean, I like those games, but Gears, I think Gears is much more relevant than Halo right now.
Oh, definitely.
You know, so I don't know. Maybe they feel like Diablo does need somebody to come in and steer the ship. This is all very interesting to me. These sort of prolific figures in the industry, veterans of the industry. Both of these guys, by the way, Dan Houser, Rod Ferguson, 20-plus year veterans of this industry. So, really cool. And I mean, Rod Ferguson probably honestly is just sick of Gears at this point, too, because he's been involved with Gears since the series' inception, literally. And he took a little bit of a break. It was funny. I was thinking about this because, he did that Storytime panel.
Yeah, I got his whole life story.
At PAX South, yeah. And really, the only departure he took from his long stint at Microsoft was he worked at Irrational and BioShock Infinite for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Other than that, he's essentially worked with Microsoft and Gears specifically for much of his career.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to be ready for a change of scenery.
Something new.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, he's got to be ready for that. So it's going to be cool. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with the Diablo stuff. I feel like I wonder how close Diablo 4 is. I wonder how close it is. I wonder. I'm sort of like, part of me is like, is that going to be this year? I think Overwatch 2 for sure is this year, but is Diablo this year? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, we got that. That was sort of, ironically, that's maybe the smallest news of the week there. It was those little morsels. I've got some more stuff here on the docket for sure. Let's talk about let's make a hard right here and talk about some sales numbers, Todd.
Oh shit.
We like to get into numbers on this show because oftentimes interesting things can be gleaned from these. So this Nintendo specifically, they had an earnings report and an investors briefing this week that revealed some interesting stuff, some things that we can read between the lines here with the sales data, some cool little quotes, some things that can kind of give us maybe a little bit of a hint at what's coming with them this year. We can sort of infer some things. So I just want to quickly go over some of these sales highlights. So the Switch itself, of course, Todd, remains a sales juggernaut. It is currently sitting at over 52 million units sold. So this means that the Switch dethrones the Super Nintendo, and it puts it just underneath the NES and the Wii as Nintendo's third best-selling home console ever, already.
Goddamn.
And it's worth noting that while Microsoft has never been, we talk about this all the time, Microsoft never transparent about the Xbox One sales figures. They're scared to reveal those numbers. Industry analysts do estimate that the Nintendo Switch has already outsold Xbox One in just 34 months on the market. Essentially, they're one of the more prolific industry analysts on Twitter. He was like, it took the Switch 34 months to do what it took Xbox One 74 months to do. So, seems like Xbox has already taken it from Switch, which is hilarious because there's a Phil Spencer quote that I read where he was like, yeah, we don't even consider PlayStation and Nintendo competition anymore. So I was like, okay. All right. You're going into a different market, clearly. And in terms of software, Nintendo spotlighted some of the major first-party releases of last holiday. Todd, you know Ring Fit Adventure?
Yeah,
You're aware of Ring Fit Adventure.
I've tried it.
Well, guess what? It sold a very respectable 1.7 million units.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And is consistently selling out at retailers. That's cool.
Dude, it's pretty good, bro. I enjoy it.
Yeah, you're telling me you worked up a little bit of a sweat there.
I'll be honest. I'm thinking about fucking with it.
I'm not
a little more.
I'm thinking about it too. I'm thinking about picking it up and trying it out. Putting it on that quiet mode, that apartment mode.
Where you don't. I don't think you run with that.
Yeah.
Technically, I think it's just more you do the actual exercise shit. That's my thing. I think the running is my big problem with it because I feel like an asshole. Like, it's just like my fat ass just...
Well, the problem is I'm on the upstairs of my apartment. It would sound like the motherfucking pink elephants on parade if it were me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's like shit. I don't live in an apartment, but that's the thing. I still feel like an asshole. It's just like just fucking shaking the whole fucking house. It's like fucking shit.
Yeah, so I am debating on trying it out though, because that'd be kind of cool. Get a little home workout there. Because I hear it's pretty effective. And it's cool that it does that little IR sensor on the Joy-Con to like get your heart rate and stuff. Pretty cool.
I don't need to see how much I'm struggling.
Oh Lord,
my heart's chugging.
I hear some of the boss fights in that game get really intense. With Ring Fit.
Dude, I've seen the dumb shit. Like the real dumb shit is when it's like pick up the pace. It's like, no, don't pick up the pace.
I can't.
Because it just turns into this whole thing. It's like, just dude, when it picks up the fucking pace, bro, it's bad. It's real bad.
I can't pick up the pace, goddammit. The only thing I could pick up is this cheeseburger. I can't pick up a pace.
It's so bad.
Yeah, so Luigi's Mansion 3 and Mario Maker 2, they each went on to sell over 5 million units apiece, which is really cool for Luigi's Mansion, because Luigi's Mansion does not normally sell like that. But for Luigi's Mansion 3 to come out and do 5 million copies, that's pretty cool. That's one of those, like, it's one of those series where it's like, yeah, the fans love it, but it doesn't usually sell all that well.
Yeah.
5 million units, that's pretty astounding. Now, this is the crazy thing, because Pokemon Sword and Shield, all y'all out there, all you Dexit motherfuckers, you're talking all that shit, but you all still bought it. Because guess what? Over 16 million copies sold in the 2 months and change since that game came out. Pokemon Sword and Shield, instantly the fastest selling game in the entire series. It's already about to bump off Sun and Moon. It's about to bump off X and Y. It's only been out for like 2 months. So sorry. Sorry, Dexit people. Your cries go on deaf ears. So it's funny because we now, looking at the top 5 in Switch software sales, the king of the castle, still Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Todd, with 22.96 million units sold. Mario Kart 8 eclipses the rest of the top 5. Number 2 is Smash Ultimate with 17.68 million. Mario Odyssey with 16.59 million. Breath of the Wild with 16.34 million. And Pokemon.
Delicious. Yeah.
So they're all kind of hovering around that like 16, 17 million. And then Mario Kart's just like, fuck you, 22, 23 million. Which, by the way, statistically, with almost 23 million units sold, that means that more than half of Switch owners have a copy of Mario Kart. That's crazy. So it's crazy that game's done so well. I'm ready for a new Mario Kart game. I want them to just make a new Mario Kart game. But like at the same time, it's like, why would we? We've already done like 20 plus million copies just with the Switch port. Loser. We don't need to make a new Mario Kart.
Mario Kart Ultimate win.
Right. Well, that's what I've always, just make Nintendo Kart. You know what I'm saying? Just make it like Smash, but with Mario Kart. Where you just have all these different Nintendo characters and different Nintendo stages.
Yes, let me drive around as all of the Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all 8 Fire Emblem carts. No, but they kind of like had that a little bit in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because they had the villager and from Animal Crossing and the Animal Crossing crossover, the Zelda stuff. You know, there's a little bit of that in there already, so just go whole hog with it, dude. Yeah, let me play as the Fire Emblem characters. Let me do some dumb shit. Worth noting, during this investors briefing, Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa stated that, despite rumors to the contrary, there will be no new Nintendo Switch model releasing this year. He says, quote, regarding Nintendo Switch, we believe that it is important to continue to communicate the appeal of both Nintendo Switch systems and expand the installed base. Please note that we have no plans to launch a new Nintendo Switch model during 2020. No Switch Pro this year, Todd.
I mean, saves my wallet.
Everybody was acting like there were all these rumors, all these reports, Switch Pro coming. Furukawa says no. You shall not have a Switch Pro.
But that could be a ruse. No,
I mean, unless he's dead ass lying, which would be hilarious. It seems to me like I have to sort of revert to my original thought with the Switch Pro. Because when we first started talking about the Switch Pro, I was like, okay, this thing's going to come out in spring 2021. Let people get bored of their PlayStation 5 and their Xbox Series X a little bit. Let the honeymoon phase dissipate. Release Switch Pro or Switch 2 or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and release it with Breath of the Wild 2, and you're good to go. Spring 2021. So I think that's probably the new strategy. I think that's probably what we're going with at this point. So, interesting. I just found it so funny that there's so many reports that seem so confident that Switch Pro was coming this year, and it's like, no, bitch. It's not. I'm so starved for a Nintendo Direct, Todd.
I know you fucking are. You bring it up every time I talk to you.
Going crazy over here.
Fuck you and your Direct. No,
I'm going fucking crazy over here. I'll tell you this much. There's a leaker on Twitter that I follow. One of the more prolific leakers. I follow a few leakers, but one of the more prolific ones, it's a person, I think it's a guy, named Sabi. Wabi Sabi. And they've leaked some pretty big news before, mostly accurately. And Sabi says that there's going to be 2 directs this month. We're going to get a normal one, and we're going to get an Animal Crossing direct, both in the month of February. So,
that's too much knowledge.
Yes. I'm so ready. We've needed an Animal Crossing direct. That game comes out in just barely over a month, and we know nothing about it. So, it's time for an Animal Crossing direct. It's time for a general direct. We need to know. I need to know where I'm spending my money this year, Nintendo. He also says that in March we're gonna get another Nindy direct. So should have plenty of Nintendo news coming up, but for now we're starved. I'm just like, I'll suck your dick. I just want to know. Speaking of giving Nintendo money, they revealed that Animal Crossing Switch. Whew, mama. Did you see that thing?
Yeah, I did. You poor son of a
Whew.
bitch.
Oh.
You poor son of a bitch.
I was doomed from the start. You know, it's
thing is, it's not even going to be yours.
Well, so here you say that, but you
no,
don't know. You don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. Ooh.
Fuck. No, Seth.
I'm not buying myself a brand new Switch. But here's what's happening. So we've always known that we're going to get my wife a Switch for Animal Crossing because, by the way, they did reveal that you can only have one island per console, so there was never going to be a reality where we could have shared the same console. Mm-hmm. Even if you could have multiple islands per console, her and I each put like 500 plus hours in a New Leaf. It was never going to work. So I was always going to have to get her own Switch. So with that in mind, we've been sort of waiting to see if they were going to do some sort of bundle. The Pokemon bundle gave me pause because I was like, fuck, my wife does not want a Switch Lite. I bet you they're just going to do a bundle for Animal Crossing with the Switch Lite. But no, this bundle, this gorgeous pastel beauty Switch bundle, is not. It's a regular Switch, and it's the new model Switch with the improved battery life. It's got these gorgeous pastel green and blue Joy-Cons. It's got Animal Crossing decal on the back. It's got a really cool looking dock that's got the Tom Nook and the Nook kids, or the Nooklings, or whatever the fuck they're called. And
are they actually called that?
They're called something. They're Timmy and Tommy is what they're called. And it's really cool. Now, here's what I was butthurt about. Those Joy-Cons. I was like, those Joy-Con, those are my favorite colors. That sort of minty green and the sort of like aqua blue. Those are literally my two favorite colors. And I'm like, I would kill for those Joy-Cons. Similarly to what they did in Japan, Todd, for the Mario Odyssey Joy-Cons that I currently have. They're releasing them separately in Japan. So I will be importing those Joy-Cons for myself.
Oh, God.
I will have a set of those Joy-Con of my very own, even though I'm not getting a new Switch.
Are you proud of that?
I'll be pretty happy when I have them.
Disgusting.
Gotta have those colors, bro. It's so nice looking. You gotta admit, that shit's clean. That's a gorgeous console.
It is nice. I looked it up when I first got announced.
Yeah, so getting that for the wife, and I'm really, really excited for Animal Crossing. By far, my most anticipated game of the year currently. It's like shit. So real quick, Sony also reported some earnings news, saying that the PS4 has now sold almost 109 million units. The company did note that sales saw a 20% decrease during the last quarter, but this can be like easily kind of just attributed to, there's not really been any first-party software. Of course, the PS5's coming. PS4 is now entering its 7th year on the market, so nobody's going out and buying a PS4. You'd be stupid to go out and buy a PS4 right now. So, also, they actually put up, I think today at the time of this recording, a PS5 website. They said that they don't have any news coming anytime soon, which is interesting because we sort of assumed that, like PS4, we were going to get an early 2020 kind of reveal of the PS5, but it sounds like they're not ready to do that yet, given their language on the website. So I wonder if they could be. I think they are going to hold their own event again, like they did with PS4. But I think it's probably going to be kind of like near E3 time. Could you imagine, dude, if they come out and they just like slap their dick on the table and just completely steal E3's thunder?
I mean, at this point, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Fucking trash. No,
God. just like. They're just going to come out and just be like, we're doing our own E3, motherfucker. Basically.
Blackjacks. Blackjack and hookers.
It's bad. Yeah, with blackjack and hookers. Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
It's gonna be bad. E3 this year is going to be very interesting.
Is it? No.
I didn't say good. I said interesting. Last bit of news here. I'm really curious. I'm excited to talk about this. So, PlatinumGames, up to some interesting business this week, Todd.
I know nothing of this.
Really? Okay. So, they launched a mysterious website earlier this week, teasing something called the Platinum 4. Now, this is a reference. I don't know how many people would remember this. But back in the day, I think this is back in the GameCube era, Capcom, which, if you remember, PlatinumGames is sort of a spin-off. It's got a lot of like ex-employees from Clover Studio, which is a Capcom subsidiary. Basically, the folks that went on that made like Okami and Beautiful Joe and stuff like that. They had a sort of initiative called the Capcom 5. So there was like Beautiful Joe was one of them. Resident Evil 4 was one of them. Killer 7. It was basically these third-party Capcom published games for GameCube that were supposed to be really high quality, really prolific. And it seems like this Platinum 4 thing is a reference to the Capcom 5.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 high-quality Platinum titles, and I wonder what they're referencing. So that's kind of a whole mysterious thing. But Platinum also launched a Kickstarter campaign this week. I'm surprised you didn't hear about this.
I'm reading it now, but
Yeah, so they are crowdfunding a remastered port of the Wii U exclusive Wonderful 101. I'm assuming you never played this.
never.
I never played this either. It is a bit of a cult classic because this is one of those games where like nobody played this shit, but apparently it was pretty good. It slipped through the cracks for me. I was interested in it, but I never got around to it. I hear good things. I'll say this, I backed this. I did back this Kickstarter campaign because they came at this. I was actually, when I first heard about this, I was nervous that nobody was going to be interested because, again, the game sold like shit on Wii U. Like, the game...
Everything sold like shit on
It really did. And it's hilarious because now this Kickstarter is rolling on. I'll get you a live number here in a second as I pull up my Kickstarter app. They are rolling on. Their initial funding goal was $50,000, about $50,000 US. They're now currently sitting at $1,369,787.
Holy shit!
They might literally make more money for this game off of this Kickstarter than they initially did on Wii U.
What the fuck?
Yes.
What is you doing? No.
Yeah, so the game is being ported to Switch, which is where I'm going to pick it up on. I backed it just for the standard digital copy of the game, which I'm glad they did that. They just give you that kind of like option to just, hey, let me just back it at the level where I just get the game. You know what I mean? That's all I want. I just want the game. And it's like 30 some odd dollars US with the yen conversion and all that. So, not too bad. And it's actually coming pretty soon. Their estimated delivery time is April. So, not too far off. They have met stretch goals to bring the game also to PS4 and Steam. They've also met stretch goals to add DLC to the game, which is interesting. So, yeah, I think it met that initial funding goal inside of like 10 minutes. So, pretty cool.
My God.
Is this something you could see yourself being interested in?
Maybe.
I don't know if it's your kind of game or not, but
I feel like I vaguely remember this, like when it was actually out.
it sort of looks to me like it's sort of a cross between like Beautiful Joe and like Pikmin.
Ugh.
That's sort of what I got from it. That's what it looks like anyway. I mean, I don't know. I've never played the game, but it looks like you have a group of like 100 superheroes, and you use these people to like solve puzzles. And I know you can sort of, it's got this kind of like Power Rangers cheesy kind of vibe where you can like morph together and shit like that. It's got that sort of, over the top Japanese kaiju kind of thing.
I'm watching some gameplay right now.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm
The fuck? They just made a sword.
Yeah, I know you can make a sword like a gun, I think even. So, it looks interesting. I'm definitely going to be checking it out when it comes out. I've like I said, I backed it. I'm happy I did. I'm happy this thing's getting a kind of a second chance at life. So, what was interesting about this to me, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, that's weird. Does Nintendo not own this IP? The game was a Wii U exclusive. So, GameXplain confirmed that, in fact, Nintendo does still co-own the Wonderful 101 IP. But for whatever reason, I guess they must not see this IP as being valuable because they're letting them do this. So, like, Nintendo is allowing them to self-publish this game on other platforms. So,
interesting.
Yeah. Really interesting. I'm looking forward to actually playing the game. So, that's pretty much that's what I've got for the news this week. It's a fairly big week. A lot of Nintendo-oriented news. A lot of stuff I'm looking forward to.
Some might say that there's a bias. No, I'm just...
Well, I mean, I myself am biased, but I'm not. I've never been in denial of that, Todd. No, I try to report all sides of the story. You know this. As many times as I have to keep you from as many times as I have to keep you from talking too much shit about GameStop. You know I try to present both sides.
I speak the truth.
I try to always present both sides, Todd. I try to play both sides of the street there. You know what I'm saying? By the way, as a quick aside, the phraseology I just used there made me think of this. We have recorded another episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I'm not going to make any promises as to when it's going live, but it should be live soon. I don't know if it's going to be live at the time you're hearing this, but it should be live soon.
It won't. It won't be.
Nah, probably not. But keep your eyes peeled for some.
Don't get people's hopes up. No,
well, I'll say this, and I think you'll agree with me. I think it's our best episode yet.
I mean, it was the most fun to do.
Episode 4, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Keep your eyes peeled. That episode was a lot of fun to record. It was almost entirely improvised, and that's why
full role play improv. It's good.
That's
shit.
why I think it was so fun. There, by the way, is no combat in the episode. It's just full on role play stupidity. Also, as another quick aside, why has Olive Garden just been in our zeitgeist so much lately?
I don't know.
I feel like I have just this itch, just like this Olive Garden spirit.
You've been bringing Olive Garden up, and it was in my mind while we were doing that episode, and it trickled its way in.
I feel as if I've got some sort of Olive Garden obsessed spirit just looming over me at all times, and it won't go away until I stop at an Olive Garden. I'm gonna have to go eat at an Olive Garden just to remove this curse from me. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're essentially cursed the whole Waterdeep playthrough now.
I just feel like Olive Garden has become such a thing over for Nerd Bourbon. I feel like I should do some dumb shit where just in the thumbnails, just you peer through the deep background of the thumbnails and you just see the little Olive Garden symbol. Just some subliminal messaging.
Not a sponsor.
This episode brought to you by Olive Garden. When you hear your family. You know, it's funny. I don't know. What is Olive Garden's new slogan? Because it's not that anymore.
Oh, is it not?
Did you not know about this?
Oh, shit.
So, quick tangent before we end this show. So, they gave that slogan to Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, years ago, I think this is even before he got The Tonight Show. He used to jokingly say, "When you hear your family," as a slogan. He kind of jokingly, "Ha ha, we should get that from Olive Garden." And Olive Garden retired the slogan and gave that to Jimmy Fallon. And then, years later, Jimmy Fallon did a video where he gave that slogan, the legal rights to that slogan, to Post Malone. So Post Malone now legally owns the "When You're Here, Your Family" Olive Garden slogan. So fun fact.
Okay, I'm looking at the slogans here. The original slogan was "Good times, great salad, Olive Garden."
Wait, good times, great salad?
Olive Garden?
That's so fucking stupid. God, can that please be our new slogan? Good times, great salad. Nerd
So here
Bourbon.
we go. So the slogan was changed to "When You Hear Your Family."
Uh-huh.
And in 2013, this is the last thing I hear is "We're all family here."
We're all that's insidious.
We're
all family here. That's creepy.
I don't like it. It's the same energy as "You'll float."
Yeah.
We all float. We all float down here type shit.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's the last thing I see here. I think that is the current slogan: is "We're all family here."
Wow.
And that's creepy. I don't like it.
I hate that.
It's funny. It went from "When you're here, your family" to "We're all family here."
By the way, I do think "When You're Here, Your Family," I thought that was a great slogan. by the way.
It is. It's a great slogan.
Because that always...
Well, you know what? It just rolls off so smoothly.
Yeah.
You know, it's perfect.
They were fools to get rid of that, man. Now Post Malone has it.
That's funny.
So now, I mean, they're not using that original slogan. Let's use it for Nerd Bourbon. Good times, great salad, Nerd Bourbon.
Fucking stupid.
Oh, lordy. Well, Todd, you got anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
I think that's it, man.
All right, folks. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening. Get fucking dunked on. Good times, great salad, Nerd Bourbon. Bye.
See ya. Shit.
Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on.